right in this country. Okay?
Let's go.
Lock your ass up, too.
Ahead of a historic arraignment, supporters of former President Donald Trump flocked to Miami, Florida. Spotted in the crowd, Blacks for Trump.
We came here to defend Trump.
Including this guy, Maurice Symonette, a.k.a. Michael the Black Man, real name Maurice Woodside. He is a fixture at Trump rallies, yet has a history of his own. He launched Blacks for Trump and has attempted to revive his career after a haunting past.
Blacks for Trump is only for Trump, the greatest president in America's history.
Woodside, now known as Symonette, followed the teachings of a man named Hulan Mitchell Jr., a.k.a. Yahweh Ben Yahweh, who died of prostate cancer in 2007. The Southern Poverty Law Center wrote of him just prior to his ascension. Yahweh was released from parole after serving 11 years of an 18-year sentence on federal conspiracy charges related to 14 murders committed in Miami in the 80s. Going further, the Nation of Yahweh's dark side played out in apocalyptic preaching against white devils, a firebombing, the hostile takeover of a South Florida housing complex, the beheading of a temple dissident with a dull machete, and the murders of white Floridians whose ears were hacked off as trophies. Yahweh Ben Yahweh and his followers were charged with killing former members who disagreed with the leader, in one instance by decapitation. The indictment also charged that new members were made to prove their devotion by killing a random white person, usually a vagrant. It said Yahweh Ben Yahweh told members to kill me a white devil and bring me an ear. Robert Rozier, a former football player turned cult member and murderer, spilled the beans on Yahweh Ben Yahweh in court, confirming the trophy hunting of white people and bringing ears for sport. In a decision aided by dubious rulings from the bench, Mitchell was acquitted of a more serious racketeering charge. Symonette, a member of the deadly religious cult, would change his name after Yahweh Ben Yahweh's trial and take on a new persona. However, Ricardo Woodside, Maurice's brother, had once been in the cult but left after his mother's death. Woodside testified in court that his brother had helped beat a man named Aston Green who argued with Yahweh and was taken to the Florida Everglades and beheaded with a machete, reported the New York Times. He also testified that Maurice was the cult member who stabbed a Louisiana man named Leonard Dupree in the eye with a sharpened stick. Yahweh was sentenced to 11 years in prison. Maurice, who denies the cult was violent or murderous, was acquitted. He would write on Facebook, "The only cure for coronavirus is Yahweh Ben Yahweh," showing he did not distance himself much at all over the years. He would recruit and hold up signs at a stop during Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign, writing in part, "Obama for gay marriage against God, Obama for abortion, and Obama endorsed by the Triple K." Symonette would have another alias, Michael Warrens, and stumped for none other than this guy, Rick Santorum, in 2012. Since then, he has rode the Trump train harder and harder, leaning into anti-Semitism and picking targets against prominent black celebrities through various posts on social media. Former President Obama, Jesse Jackson, Spike Lee, Colin Kaepernick, Rep. Maxine Waters, he would say, are deceiving fake black people who are really Indians. Per Symonette, a.k.a. Maurice, he also says, in a sermon that was deleted from YouTube, he claimed the Senate is controlled by a secret underground of Cherokee Mormons, a man who craves attention and is deeply conspiratorial. Michael has become a fixture at Trump events. When Nazis marched in Charlottesville, taking the life of activist Heather Heyer, there was Michael nodding along to Trump's both sides rhetoric. When Trump spoke of Waters, the cult follower mimicked a vomiting action, wrote Robert McKay of The Intercept. It is obvious that the Trump campaign has made no effort to keep him out of the frame, despite copious evidence on his website and social media accounts that he remains devoted to the memory and teachings of the murderous cult leader Yahweh Ben Yahweh.